Hello, everybody. Okay, welcome. We got Powerhouse Mining, guys. We're just going to go through and give some updates. First of all, we'll just wait for some people coming on. As you do, come on, guys. Give us a message. Let's say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Make sure you share the video. Let's get it out there. Share it if you can. I know it's in the Facebook groups. Sometimes it can be hard. But say hello. Let us know where you're watching from.
I see that we've got a few people jumping on now. If you know the right for you guys, I think it'll be. It's because I'm looking down at my phone. My connection here isn't great. Okay, so if I do jump off, then I do apologise. Don't worry though, my next destination that I'm going to be travelling to in Europe is reported to have fantastic internet. Okay, so you will be seeing a little bit more of me then. It looks like we've got a few more people jumping on now.
I tried to pay him to stay where he is, but he wouldn't have it.
No. Yeah, paid enough already.
Jonathan Weaver, hello buddy, from Texas. Paul Trefino, hey buddy. We've got Beverly Hill from Illinois. Illinois.
Illinois.
I've never been able to pronounce that. Illinois. Okay.
Jonathan Weaver coming from Texas. Jonathan?
Yeah. Numbers are starting to go up now. I've got some people coming on, so we'll just give it another minute or two, and then we'll go full speed ahead. We'll go into the updates with Powerhouse Mining. Going through Ethereum Pro as well. So guys, just let us know. Paul Trefino from Boston. So yeah, just as you're coming through, let us know where you're watching from. We're just watching the numbers racking up now, guys. Okay, do like it, give it a share where possible, and we can see everybody coming through now. So done Beverly Hills. Hello, Jolly Lydia. Beverly Hill again. Hey, awesome. Very cool. Okay, so. Okay, Eddie, let's go into it, shall we, buddy? Let's get into it. As you can see, I don't know how long Eddie's going to be with us tonight, guys. Okay, so let's get into it and let's go full swing for it. Okay, so Powerhouse Mining, okay, very, very, very much anticipated by everybody. We know at the minute, guys. Okay, and that is absolutely great. But please, let us breathe a little bit, okay? Okay, we have set an official launch date. Okay, so we will be launching on Tuesday at 4 p.m. GMT. So that is the 18th. 18th at 4 p.m. GMT. If you have put yourself down to have a transfer across from Ethereum Pro into the mining, then do not panic. It will be there. Okay, by the time we launch, it will be there. But at the minute, we've been helping Eldon with an awful lot as well, guys. Okay, and Eldon is actually the one that has asked to have it ready after the weekend, is what he has said. So to give the guy a bit of time, okay, you may have noticed that when we allow people to add funds, there were some instances and some not quite weird actually. Maybe something in the algorithm for the programming, I'm not 100% sure, but something on Eldon's side anyway. Some members had a purchase, some members didn't. All of that has been reversed now, guys. Okay, so it is back up to where it should be. Everybody's money will be in their balance, ready for them to go ahead and make that purchase. Okay, so I know Eddie's got a few bits. I'm going to let Eddie actually come in now and take over for me because. Let's see how long we go.
Let's see how long we last. Thanks for that, Dan. Okay, so one of the main things that I'm seeing at the moment, particularly, is a little bit concerned with people, particularly who want to transfer funds from Ethereum Pro into Powerhouse Mining. Now, we're aware of that, but obviously the reason that we've done and done all of that straight away is because, like Darren's said, Eldon's found a few little glitches in the script that we've got ourselves. So we want to make sure that they're all ironed out first before we go into the script so that then, you know, we know that it's all going to run smooth once we've got everyone's funds in there, if that makes sense. Okay, we don't want to move people's funds in, then find a problem and have to reset the whole thing anyway. Okay, but your funds all will be in the system, in your accounts, before we do go live, before we do actually launch the system. Okay, so appreciate that may be a concern, but where it is going to be there. Okay, we're going to make sure that it is before we do launch. So that was one of the concerns that I've seen over the past couple of days in particular, but there's no need to worry about that. Okay, so another couple of things that we've come across, just a couple of concerns that people who might not necessarily have, you know, been a part of the rest of the Powerhouse network just yet. A couple of things that I want to address to give people a bit more comfort in the idea of using this system to generate a passive income. Okay, so a couple of people might be thinking, you know, is it worth it unless I have a huge amount of money to put into this? Is it worth it if I'm, you know, unless I've got more than $1,000? Okay, you might be thinking, I need a huge investment to get started, or it's not going to be worth it. And actually, you know, you really don't need to. You really don't need to come in with $1,000 if you don't want to, or if you don't have that kind of money. Our packages do start at 50 cents per package, with a minimum fund of about $5. Now, obviously, you know, you can't expect to become a millionaire overnight from investing $5, but you can start with a small investment. Okay, so I appreciate that may be a concern for people as well, thinking I need a huge investment for this for it to be worth it. But actually, you can start at your own rate, start at your own pace. We've designed this so that it is compatible for everyone. We do know that there are a few people who have already put in, and there's a couple of members who have already put in upwards of $1,000 just as an individual to get started, and that's great. They're going to have a great experience with this. We also know that there are some people who are being quite ambitious with this and going for considerably more than that. Okay, and that's perfect. That's fine for you guys too. You're going to have a fantastic experience with this. But don't feel like because there are people putting vast sums of money in that you're missing out. Okay, if you don't have that kind of money at the moment, this system has been designed for everyone to work long term. And you know, one of the other concerns that comes with that is it really worth it if I don't refer others? Is it really worth it if I don't put that much money in? But actually, with the way that Ethereum is going, we've seen a bit of a dip in the last few. We see this as a good thing. Okay. A lot of the crypto world is sort of, you know, not sure what's happening, maybe panicking a bit because they've seen this dip from, was it like 380, 390, 400 even? It's gone down to about 200 or even 190 it was the other day, $190 or something like that. We see this as a really good thing, okay? Particularly the start of a new Ethereum program, okay? Because you're going to be able to benefit from that. You're about to, you know, some of you, many of our stream of Ethereum, okay? So ideal to buy, really. Okay, this is the way that we would look at it. Judge that how you choose, of course. But is it really worth it if I don't have a huge amount of money? You're going to benefit from that rise, okay, long term. Whatever amount of money you choose to fund with, that's going to benefit you when it starts rising again, okay? And we're pretty confident long term. So a couple of other things that I want to address. Some of them haven't really used cryptocurrency before. I know that most of the people following myself and Darren, particularly for the last sort of few months or more, some of you have been with us for over a year and a half or so now, cryptocurrency. Okay, we know that you've been using it with us, if not with another program as well. Okay, but to those of you who aren't really that confident with it, to those of you who look at cryptocurrency and it's some kind of alien thing to you that you haven't used yet, and thinking, you know, it's too complicated for me, it's just not for me. You know, we're going to be able to talk through step by step of the process so that you know how to, you know, how it works, why it works the way it does. You're going to be able to see all of this process over time. Okay, so there's no concerns there. You're welcome to, you know, many of you have been coming to us with questions already. You're welcome to, and we'll get the information to you as soon as possible. Also, that's why we do these videos as well. Okay, so if you do have any questions on anything that we've mentioned, anything we might not have mentioned, anything we might have missed out, and throughout this video, please do put that in the comment section, and we'll address that as best as we can. So Darren, is there anything else that you want to touch on after that to follow on? Hit us.
No, just to say that even for anybody who hasn't got experience in mining or any experience in that kind of platform themselves, everything has been made incredibly simple for you. Everything is there. The tutorials, like Eddie said as well, the tutorials will be there to actually talk everybody through it now. But seriously, guys, we've already started taking in a lot of funds, and a lot of funds, and we do not foresee for that to slow down in any way, given form or shape. Okay, so use this extra time leading up till Tuesday. Use this extra time whilst it's in pre-launch to get it out there and promote it. Okay, everybody knows it's the easiest time to promote, but equally, you know, this isn't one of those quick time programs to promote either, guys. Okay. But you can seriously build yourself up to a huge life-changing income. And like Eddie said, you can start off very small, even if you just by promoting and sharing your results, guys. Over time, that's going to grow, and as it grows, you're going to have more and more of a response coming back to you because you've got more to show. Okay, so what is my advice, guys? Is to get in, get locked in, get started, and we will see you all on the other side. Okay. If anybody has any questions, do ask them now. Okay, we are here. We're always here to answer your questions, and I think everybody knows that now because everybody does ask their questions. Is the mining contracts money tied up for 1 year? The contracts are 1 year contracts. Paul, that is correct. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily look at it as your money being tied up for 1 year because you're not waiting for the end of that year until you receive back money. So every day you're going to be receiving back payments. You can use them as you grow in your account. You can use them to buy more, or of course withdraw, whatever you decide. So your money is not tied up for a year. Okay, instead you are building it up within on a daily basis. Okay, guys. So I've got Ryan here. I'm calling you out again, Darren. Next week it's a Facebook Live date, and I look forward to it. But I really do worry about this guy. Okay.
Does the mining where you have to be in quick? This is a question by Dean Hartley. Does the mining work like a matrix where you have to be in quick? Well, first of all, with a matrix, you don't have to be in quick if you do it correctly. We'll go on that in another video. Now, no, this is not a race. Okay, so even if you joined a week later, if you joined a week after launch, it doesn't matter. When you do this as an individual, okay, you can refer other people to get specific bonuses, and the sooner you do that, the sooner you'll get those bonuses. But this isn't something where you receive spillover. This isn't something where, you know, the recruiting efforts of someone else will benefit you. This is completely passive. You're just purchasing contracts. Now, scare some people off, might not be comfortable with this idea, but it is similar to a revenue share concept. Okay, we've got a perfectly safe revenue share, which is absolutely smashing it, and it's fed by mining, so it ain't going anywhere. But that's for another video as well. Now, the reason I compare it to a revenue share system is because when you buy these packages, you know, it's not dependent on the efforts of someone else.
Okay, guys. So Eddie there seems to have frozen out for a second. I'm sure that you can all still hear me. And I'm going to carry on with what Eddie was going to be saying because I got a good idea as to where he was going with that. And yeah, he's just dropped off completely. So he will probably come back on in a second, no worries. So what was he going into, guys, was the way that the revenue share works, okay? What is kind of similar and what is different with regards to the mining, guys, okay? So with the mining, every single day receiving back payments from mining, that is then what is split up between all of the members. So essentially, you are paying for power which somebody is using to go on and generate income, or to actually do the mining which generates back income, and that is what is split back. Okay, so for sustainability wise, guys, this is rock solid as really anything's going to come. We are only using the very strongest of the companies that do provide the service, and you will be able to see all of this with all of the videos that we're going to be doing for it as well, okay? Because like I said, we will be doing weekly update videos where you'll be able to see everything that's going on, where our accounts are, how much our accounts are, how much power, how much we're generating here, there and everywhere. So Eddie, I was just touching on quickly what you were saying, okay, about what mining is and the sustainability of mining, okay? You want to carry on?
Carry on from where you left off, and then I'll jump back in.
Okay, so yeah, I was just saying, Eddie, I've just gone over really with the strength of mining, how sustainable it is, how you are essentially giving somebody buying the power for somebody for them to actually go and do the mining. So I mean, I've used this example before as well. It's kind of like miners are never out of work, okay, never out of work. So if you think of a taxi driver in a city that's just got everybody wants a piece of them, okay, everybody wants him to drive them to the next event, okay, to the next hotel, to the next bar, to the next whatever, right, okay. And what you are doing is you are paying for that taxi driver's petrol, and in return for doing that, that taxi driver then uses that petrol to drive his car around, dropping off and collecting people and putting them back. Okay. In return, what you get is essentially a percentage of his profits. Okay, which he gives you for having given that in place. That is the concept of how mining, and in particular cloud mining, guys, works. Okay, which is what we're doing. But we will be able to show you through, like we said, through videos. We will be going into absolutely everything in detail. I hope that you think by now and that you know by now that we're very, very transparent, and we will show you absolutely everything that we're doing as we're doing it. Not only is that, again, like I said, for your peace of mind, but that's a huge thing for using for advertising and marketing for yourself as well. Okay, so Eddie, go on, buddy, you carry on.
Good, that's a good way of looking at it. I thought about it. Good way of explaining that. One other thing that last week we were saying, we think it's going to be today that we were going to be able to launch. But again, Eldon, bless him, he has been working flat out for months on the Powerhouse network. Okay, so and we completely trust his judgment when it comes to, when he has a recommendation about possibly making a delay, or when there's something else that he feels needs to be done on the script. Okay, we completely trust his judgment with that. He's the professional when it comes to programming, so we want to accept that. We want to give him that space and time to be able to perfect the system for all of us. Okay, like we were saying at the start, we've got sort of there's the transfer funds thing, which we're getting to. Okay, it's all going to be transferred by the time we do launch. But again, this is something that takes him a bit. He wants to make sure that the system looks perfect before we go ahead and pulls funds in and something potentially go wrong. Okay, so do just give him a little bit more of your patience. We do appreciate your patience. We've been in systems before where we've been told, it's going to be next week, and and we know what it feels like to be as a member in that position as well. Okay, so what we would advise, if you're in a position where you feel that you want to earn more money faster, there are things that you can do for that. Okay, there are ways that you can do that. We have other systems at the moment set up so that you can go and earn extra money in other income streams. Okay, some more passive than others. Some you have to put in a bit of work promotion wise and build your brand, and some people are doing that fantastically well at the moment. Okay, some of that I couldn't make it to earlier this week. Some of those guys are leading the charge in terms of giving an example of how that works. Okay, so watch that hangout if you haven't already. Those guys are giving a great example of how to go and put in a little bit extra effort so they can reap some more rewards. Okay, reap more rewards more often. But with what we've got coming, again, if you want to treat this completely passive, that is absolutely fine. We want people to be able to have that. We want people to be able to come to us for a passive stream of income, or more, one or two more. But if you want to treat it completely passive, if you want it to be based on someone else's work, I'm trying to put this nicely, then you do have to wait on us. Okay, you do have to be patient with us until we've reached that stage where we can do this for you, where we can put that passive income stream in place for you. Okay, I hope that makes sense for people. I hope that calms any potential frustrations down with a slight delay as well. Let's have a look. I'm just going to go through comments section, see if we've got anything else. One of our members, Ryan, you would have seen him on the Hangout if you've watched that, ready to put 1K in because I love the rev share and earning the mining. See, we've got people with such a heightened belief in this at the moment, and quite often it's the people who have dedicated quite a bit of time and effort to this as well. People who have led by example, they have a lot of belief in this. And it's not just because we've got a great system. It's not just because it's a great compensation plan. It's because of the people in it as well. I don't just mean us. I don't just mean me, Darren, or Eldon. I mean all of the other people involved in this community as well. They've bonded really well together. Okay, there's a lot of really good relationships, even amongst people who aren't in the same teams. They help each other. They learn from each other. They teach each other. Okay, and that's really good for the community. So it's good to see that, Ryan. Thank you for that. So let's have a look. Any other questions coming through? If you've got any questions, we're here. We're live, guys. Put us on the spot. Please do test us. That's what we're here for. Dean Hartley, you're welcome for the explanation. Bromance, Ryan. Serious bromance going on in Powerhouse Network. I like it. Okay, what else was I going to say? There was something else that I was going to say. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me soon. Anything else that you want to add on to what I've just said, Darren?
No, guys, just comment below if you're interested in the qualification for the Bulgaria event as well as we're going through. Remember, guys, I mean, that's probably like the easiest qualification I think I've ever seen in any network marketing company in any kind of, you know what, guys, seriously, okay, once when I first started network marketing, I had to do like 4 times that to get to an event that was 10 miles down the road from me, okay, and it lasted for 2 hours. Right, so use it, guys, okay, it's a very, very easy thing to qualify for. And of course, you'll be able to come and spend time with us, and we will be doing personal training whilst they are there as well. Okay, Eddie is cut off again, guys. Okay, so I'm going to call this one a night. And well, actually, no, before I do, I'm just going to read on a couple of these things. Are we strictly using Ethereum for payments? No, Bitcoin or Ethereum. Okay, and you can withdraw in Bitcoin or Ethereum too. Maybe there's a little hint there for something that might come further along the line as well. Is Eddie back? How does the marketing powerhouse work? Henry will be covering that on another hangout. Not a problem. If you want information, contact myself already, or go to your sponsor or somebody who maybe already in, or go to the best thing you can do if you haven't got a sponsor in marketing powerhouse. If your sponsor isn't in it already, go to the Market Powerhouse group, just put in a post just asking for help. One of the admins will be sure to help you. But how does it work? Pretty much it gives you all of the tools that you need to be successful online. It gives you traffic right the way through to give you training, mentoring, one-to-one time with myself and Eddie as well, where you will be, we will make you powerhouses, to cut a long story short, okay? Okay, so hi Darren and Eddie, the Bulgarian team is going crazy about the mining. I've never received so many messages a day from people waiting to deposit funds. That's nice. That's a good problem to have. Is it more we put in, the more we earn quickly? Well, to cut a long story short, yes, because you're getting back a percentage from every single pack. So every single pack that you have will earn back a percentage of the daily revenue. Okay, so therefore, yes, the more that you have, the quicker that you will earn back. But equally, guys, it doesn't mean that you've got to start off really big if you can't afford to. Okay, you start off with what you can afford to, and you can build with time. Okay, like I said, mining is extremely sustainable, and it's going to be around a long time. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're starting with what you can now, you'll be able to build up through time to reach your goals, to reach your last destination where you want to be. Are we mining Bitcoin as well? Okay, so no, we're not starting off with mining Bitcoin, we're starting off with mining Ethereum. However, never say never. You don't know what might be around the corner, or maybe you do. Okay, so okay. On that note, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. I don't know if Eddie's got any closing words.
Yeah, one of the question I can see on here that I want to answer. Beverly Hills. So, do you have to go through iCoin Pro to get in Ethereum Pro only?
Huh?
No. Okay. Now, iCoin Pro is a completely separate system that we're not a part of. We don't own it. We're not affiliated with it. I've seen it advertised on Facebook. Looks great. Go check it out if you want to, but it is not part of the Powerhouse Network. Okay, it's nothing to do with Ethereum Pro. talking about the payment. No, to make a payment into Ethereum Pro, you just go straight into the back office and you go to your left-hand menu. Okay, so when you're in your back office, there's a menu to deposit funds, and you'll then get some instructions on that page to be able to deposit funds from your Ethereum wallet. Okay, so just to be clear, we're not affiliated with iCoin Pro. We're not partnered with them. They're not part of our business. Okay,
Definitely not.
Sort of make. Let's have a look. Anything else? Tom Jarvis, hi mate. Looks like we're about to wrap up. I do apologise. We've covered quite a bit on this video though. If you do want some information, just go back and watch it. Anything? You're very welcome, Billy. No worries. Okay, looks like that is about it. If you have any other questions we've missed, anything that you think of after you've seen this, or if you've watched the recording of this and you want to come to us with questions, then please do approach us directly. We're more than happy to help when we've got the time to. But just bear in mind, we're quite busy at the moment, on and offline. Both of us are. But we will respond to you with the information that we can get to, as much information as we can get to you, as much useful information as we can get to you as soon as we can. Okay. So anything that you want to close on, Darren, before we?
Just everybody have a jolly good weekend. Promote it like crazy. Get out there, build your team now. Make the most of the pre-launch, and we will see you all on Tuesday, I'm sure.
Nice. Okay. We'll speak to you soon then, guys. Thank you for joining us if you joined us live. Bye.